Bye, Lex. Bye, Lex.
Your one-stop shop for all things creepy, kooky, weird and spooky. All done with a proper cracking ale or two. How here, man? Sit back and pipe down and let these fine gents entertain you at the Boodog Tavern.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you. Another great intro there from Mr. Dead Cold himself. Neil, put your phone on bloody mute.
I keep forgetting how to do it.
Do you know what? We've only been doing this podcast for nearly 4 years. 4 bloody years. And he still doesn't know how to prepare himself. Yeah, Dick Splat.
I've got a lot on my mind, John.
Oh, you've always got a lot on your mind.
On my mind, yeah.
There's always a lot on your mind.
There is.
Well, get a lot off your mind and concentrate on what we're going to do for the next hour.
Now.
The next hour. So, like Mark says, welcome to Paralytic Activities Podcast. Tonight, Neil, this is kind of our part 3 of our Halloween. So we've done 2 Halloweens. Now this is going to be the last one because, guess what? It's virtually Halloween, Neil.
Yeah.
Virtually Halloween. The spooky season is upon us once again. Again, no editing. What you see is what you bloody get. And you can put that on a tin, Neil, just like Ron Searle if you wanted to.
Huh?
So what have we got for you tonight, Neil? What have we got for you lot tonight is what I want to ask you. First of all, we've got a paranormal ale, as per normal. Our good friend, the Yorkshire exorcist, Seth Constantine, has a spooky Halloween tale for us, Neil. Do you know what? It's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Is it that good?
It's giving me bloody goosebumps. We have got a special message, people, from a world-famous celebrity who has left a review, which is obviously perfect for Halloween, a Halloweener's book by yours truly. And we have got a few little movie rants in Flick the Screen.
Oh, have we?
We have, Neil. We have.
God.
But first of all, Neil, first things first, we are going to start the show as per normal with tonight's paranormal ale. Neil, what have we bloody got?
Well, John is full of surprises. More surprises than Cilla Black.
Oh, no. Surprise, surprise.
And he's come up with this baby tonight.
Can you pass me the bottle opener?
Yes, I will pass you with the bottle of the opener. This is Delirium. And we tried this, David John.
Sounds like a rave tune, don't it?
I know it does, yeah. I'll tell you about now, actually. It's a Belgian strong beer, right? Feels like the sound shot of alcohol is igniting my mouth.
You're reading that off
This
the phone, Neil?
is a review, yeah? In reality, the tongue and palate are warmed.
Oh.
The taste is characterised by its roundness.
Oh.
A bit like me. You're laughing at Dick. Anyway. And the aftertaste is strong, long-lasting, dry, and bitter. If it tastes anything like it did when we had it at that place, John, and I'm going to pour it now.
Ooh, check it out.
I'll tell you what. And
you know what? You'll be seeing pink elephants after a couple of these now, I can tell you. That's probably why it's on there.
Pink elephants and lemonade. Look at that. What an head.
What an head for Ned.
8.5% this is. That's why when you go to a pub and they sell Delirium, it's only halves.
Which is very true. Or 2/3, Neil.
And or 2/3.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something there, right? We had one. What was the name of that place, John?
The Crafty Bar.
Not the Crafty Bar, John. When we went to by the river.
Oh, the Monk one.
Yeah. The monk one.
The Trappist.
The Trappist.
Trappist monk.
Oh, yeah.
We're not on about that, Neil. Get on with this one.
Yeah, I was getting mixed up then, John. I was getting mixed up with the monk. Anyway, when did we have this, John?
You've never had it, Neil.
Right.
No.
You had this at that.
Yes, I had it at the Crafty Bar.
The Crafty Bar.
But I had the
I'm
red.
getting all mixed
I had
up.
the red one. You haven't had a drink yet. Jesus Christ, this is going to go well. I eat Halloween special. Can you put it down there, Neil? Because we don't need to knock it over all over the laptop.
This is not going to last long.
You're supposed to take your time with it, Neil.
Tell you what,
That's the whole point.
That is beautiful.
You have to take your time, Neil. You have to sip it
I will do, John.
like a distinguished gentleman. That's what
Anyway.
you've got to do. Not like a sludge guts drinking Carlin down the club.
I'll just add a little sip of it.
Look
John.
at the fucking head on that.
That's me, John.
I know, yeah. and the points. Would you like a flake in that, love?
Yeah. Oh, this is beautiful.
Yeah. I know. That's why I bought it now.
That is beautiful.
It's up there in my top 3 of all time.
And I'll tell you what, that is a solid 4.8 out of 5.
Neil, you said 4.8 for Spitfire, £1. £1 from Morrison's. That's got to be up there. That's got to be close, hitting 4.8.
We just said 4.8. You had to go with me.
Did you? Oh. I never heard him, people.
See what I mean? He goes on about me.
Never.
Yeah, we haven't had a sip yet. Haven't had a sip yet. Anyway, a good ale to start the old podcast, that is.
Yeah, Delirium. Bloody tastic. Have some of that. This is going to be a good show, people, because as soon as that baby hits, you will be delirious. Like Eddie Murphy, 1983.
Oh, brilliant.
So, Neil, what the bloody hell you have been up to? What you been up to, pal?
You don't know, want to know. You don't know, want to know what I've been up to, John?
All right, bloody Paul Hardcastle. What you been up to? Come on.
Well, where did we go last Saturday, Johnny boy?
I don't know. You tell me.
We went to a pub in the woods.
Oh, we did go to a pub in the woods.
Pub in the woods.
I forgot about
in
that.
Derby.
Yeah.
And basically,
Derbyshire.
it is a pub in the woods. It's an open pub in the woods.
Yeah.
Where you walk through the woods.
It's all little pay.
Yeah, it's all lit up.
Roaring fires.
You know, he's sitting on a big long log.
Yeah, Neil, I told you to go to the toilet before we left.
You know
what I mean?
You're sitting around a fire, and you can have food there. They have entertainment on there. They have like a good guitarist, and the chap was playing the keyboards at one point.
We thought it was Nicky Stefani down here at one stage.
Stefani, yeah. And just chill out and have a drink, but the smoke off the logs, John. God almighty, it was killing me, man.
You was fine, Neil. You wasn't in the backdraft.
I was, Sean.
You wasn't in the backdraft.
I
You was
was.
fine. But yeah, I would recommend it. You have to pre-book down here. You have to pre-book everything. You have to pre-book your log, your fire burner, your food. And because it's very limited, you're lucky to get a space. It's like I wanted to go for my birthday again, Neil. Fully booked. Can't go.
Really?
Can't go. Not again this year. That's how popular it is, people.
I've seen this woman and I bought a 90-year-old woman with her. Remember that, John?
90-year-old woman?
Yeah, I mean, she had her head screwed on. She brought her own log with her.
So did you. That was smoking and all.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Neil, our video, part 1, our Derby, haunted pub crawl in Derby, with the man off the telly, Richard Felix, dropped on on YouTube, Neil.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going great guns.
Is it?
It's going good guns.
That's good.
It's a slow burn, a bit like your log, but it's
John,
it's going good guns.
tell you what a fantastic day that was. You know,
Richard Felix is a paranormal historian. That's what he classes himself as.
Yeah.
He don't class himself as a paranormal investigator or anything like that. Even though he was on a Most Haunted for years, he classes himself as a paranormal historian. And he went and bought Derby Jail. That's his.
Yeah, I know.
He bought it
I know.
because he knew one of the best times he ever had there as a paranormal investigator was Derby Jail. He thought, I want that. And he went and bought it now. And the history he knows of the place, it's second to none, isn't it?
It was just fun. I was just mesmerised, just watching him talk.
Mesmerised. It was
I
absolutely
was, John. I thought
fantastic.
it was great. Went out the way to come and visit our little group, John, and let us do a video about it.
Well, actually, we visited him. It was his second house now.
Yeah, but he visited us. He
Yeah,
won't go in there that day. You see what I'm getting at?
Yeah. I do. But it was a great chat. And then where did we go after that, Neil?
We went to the Old Bell Inn, went through Derby, and Wayne Truman took us on a ghost lecture tour.
So can we just quickly chat about Wayne Truman?
Yeah.
Now, Wayne Truman, we had him on the show, I think about maybe 2 years ago or something like that.
1 2 years.
It was far off, Neil. Far off. But we've been kind of planning to meet up in Derby because he does the Derby Ghost Walks. That's what he does. And it's took till now to actually organise it for this, that, and the other, and strange things, and getting people together. And, things happen, don't they? But we finally done it, Neil. And do you know what? He looked like a throwback out of Peaky Blinders. He looked absolutely dapper. He looked absolutely fantastic. He looked the bloody part, didn't he? And us bloody ragtags turn up.
No.
Looking like we'd just been dressed by Build-A-Bear. You know what I mean? In Merry Hill. And we had a great time anyway, there we. He took us to the first pub, Neil. Well, the first pub was Derby Jail because Richard put some beers in for us. We had a couple of punk IPAs, there we. Done our paranormal ale in the jail, and that rhymes, Neil. And then we headed off into town, and we went, our first stop, the Old Bell Hotel and Tudor Bar. Neil, what a bar. What a fucking bar.
It was fantastic. It really was. I mean, like, when we went into the back bit where Wayne talked about what the actual room itself, that it was like...
The Tudor Bar?
Yeah. There was no women allowed in there and all that. The woman, like, with a tray, and she used to hit him over the head with the tray. That was the only woman that was allowed in there. Alice, her name was.
Yeah. Neil, can you just keep knocking the table and make shaking? It's like there's an earthquake going on.
No,
you're knocking the bloody screen, but everybody's going to think they're going to get motion sickness by watching the video.
So far, the computer's back on.
But no, you don't need to lean. You've got your beers there right by you. You've got your pumpkin behind you, Neil.
That's my head. Again,
no, the pumpkin's lit up behind it. That's to keep the ghosts and the ghouls away tonight. Neil, just in case, I've even set up 2 K2s behind you. If you have a look, there's 2 K2s set up behind him there, just in case we get any paranormal activity on this All Hallows Eve. Do you know what I mean? So, Neil, I've got a bit of information about the Old Bell Hotel and the Tudor Bar. Now, the Old Bell Hotel is there's these frequent ghost stories of a certain room at the hotel called Room 29. Now, it's supposed to be one of the most haunted rooms in the whole building. It is here where Mabel, a linen maid at the time, when the Old Bell was still a coaching in, is said to have hung herself. Her job was to strip the beds, then take the sheets away to be washed. She was obviously a cleaner, replacing them with fresh ones. Now, one day, some passing soldiers on a recruitment drive were buying drinks for the young men in the bar. Now, Mabel's lover got drunk and took the king's shilling. He was taken away to war and was killed soon after. Mabel then found that she was pregnant with her lover's child. When she heard of his death, Neil, she committed suicide by hanging herself in Room 29. And a lot of people who have you can't investigate it at the moment because it's all shut off. But people who have say it's a weird ass room to be in because obviously the energy is going to be very negative in there, isn't it, Neil? Do you know what I mean?
Well, that room he was in with the Tudor Bar was absolutely fantastic.
Well, this is the Tudor Bar what I'm going on about now, and this is the story of Alice. Alice, who the fuck is Alice? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Now, during the Tudor Bar's time as a men-only bar, it was strictly off limits to women. However, there was one who was able to be in the bar, and that was the head barmaid, Alice. Alice was the head of the house in the Tudor Bar for many years. Alice often gave some of the men a telling off, stop your shit kind of thing. And she earned the respect of the staff and patrons, and she worked in the bar long after her retirement. Now, you can still see Alice in the Tudor Bar today in a large painting on the bar that hangs on the wall. Now, Wayne obviously told us a story about Alice, and he showed us the picture, and it's right there near the painting. You look at the painting, you look at the building, it's just full of like really nicely distinguished gentlemen, all dressed nice in suits and whatever. and then you got Alice, the only woman in the bar holding a red tray, because that's what she used to do. She used to bang them around the head with a tray down there. And that picture's there, eh? A painting what someone painted
You know,
back in there.
when I looked at the picture, I love looking at stuff like that, especially
Yeah.
when I'm actually in the bar.
Yeah.
That's in the picture.
Exactly.
And I was looking at the lights on the scene. I was looking at the lights on the picture. And I thought to myself, this is fantastic.
Yeah. And what happened when we mentioned Alice?
The whole lot was bright shut off there.
The roof of the lights all tripped in the fuse board.
Off, man. Not saying it's paranormal, but it's a coincidence.
It's a coincidence, I can tell you. Bloody
It
that.
kept hearing a banging now on the wall.
Yeah, it could have been the tray.
Could have been
the tray. Now, when the Tudor bar was built, its main use was only for, like I said before, exclusively men-only bar. Now, many of Derby's high flyers were seen in the bar, including judges, police officers, and councillors. The bar had a reputation where men would often gather to talk sport, politics. Now, one group of men gathered in the bar were reported to be discussing whether someone sat in a jail cell should be hung or sent to prison. After finishing a few of the drinks served by Alice herself, they always decided the man should hang. Have some bloody that. Commit a crime, pay your time. Simple as that. Eye for an eye. That's my motto.
Yeah.
Eye for a bloody eye. But Neil, I love the Tudor bar. The only way I can explain it, Neil, it's like walking into a room. It's all like old beams everywhere. A massive fireplace, a bar, and just chairs. No music, no jukeboxes, no gamblers, no pinball machines. Just there where you can have a beer and talk shite for hours and hours and hours. And if you're talking about ghosts and the history of Derby, even bloody better. And if you do, ask Wayne to join you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, one of the best things about it, you can smell
what the rock is cooking.
Old wood fire as you walk in the door. The smell of like a coal fire.
Yeah.
They haven't the fire on, but you can still smell it, can't you?
You can. And then we headed up the town to a place called the Durox, Neil, which was formerly known as Lafferty's. And before that, the George. Now, it dates back to 1693. And by golly, is it haunted. It's haunted. So the staff was saying, so Wayne was telling us. Now, in 1994, a team of men working in the pub unearthed a human skull directly under the cellar. Now, ever since the pub is said to have a poltergeist activity. Now, visitors have seen glasses slide off the bar on their own, which is a common occurrence, ain't it? Yeah. But it mainly locked down to like a wet bar and slidey tables and movement and all that kind of malarkey. But yeah, they've had glasses slide off the table, and people have had the glasses actually explode in the hands while they're holding the glass. Now, you can't put that down to a wet table, can you?
So what is that down to then, John?
Don't know, Neil. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
It's usually heat.
Yeah.
Heat. That's
and cold and heat. Yeah.
Met a glass smash.
Yeah.
Because it's happened to me.
Yeah.
Bad.
Glad to hear it. Now, the bar is also said to be where the ghost of a Victorian lady roams, Neil. Just roams about the bar. Not a care in the world, but people are saying, especially mediums, Neil, that the skull, what is behind the bar, could belong to that lady.
Really?
Yeah, could be. But our good friend Wayne says it might be a Viking skull. Back in day. So there you go. That's the Durex. And then our last stop in Derby, it took us to, how can you describe this bar, Neil?
This bar.
It's like walking into Downton Abbey.
Yes, yeah, basically.
But a bit more colourful.
It's massive, and I don't mean like it is huge. You go upstairs, it's about 100 yards long.
It's like a Wetherspoons, eh?
It's massive, but it's absolutely glamorous. You've got chandeliers hanging off the ceiling.
Pictures everywhere.
I mean, like they ain't just the pictures that grab your eye.
Are they?
Yeah.
If you take away the lights and that slap the cobwebs around, like walking through the haunted house in Alton Towers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, the eyes follow you everywhere.
The place is just phenomenal, honestly.
It is absolutely stunning building, and absolutely massive. It goes on forever and ever and ever. Now, the Cozy Club in Derby can be found on Victoria Street, housed in the Royal Buildings, Neil. Now, the Cozy Club dates back to 1837, having formerly been the Royal Hotel, which closed in 1951, and it was part of Derby's Cathedral Quarter. And it's located on Ignore all that. So that's what it is, Neil. It's an absolute fantastic building. It used to be a prison as well, apparently,
Yeah.
where shit and piss used to rise when it rained into the cells, and people just got like not trench foot, stench foot,
Yeah.
and died because of all the diseases you can get from floating brownies and stuff like that. So there you go. But that's the coast. It's not like that now, people. There's no floating brownies going across the bar. The place is stunning.
It is stunning.
Stunning place.
You know, I thought Roy said Fred was behind the bar. You know?
Yeah,
I really did.
I know.
Honestly, it looked just like Roy said Fred.
What a song. I thought it was the Mitchell brothers. I did.
There need some decent women behind the bar, obviously. But, yeah.
And we will leave that at that, Neil. Have a guess where I went last night, Neil?
I don't know. Witherspoons?
No, I went to Warwick Castle.
You went to Warwick Castle?
I went to Warwick Castle. I went to the Castle After Dark, Neil. That's what I did. The Castle After Dark. And do you know what, Rick, Neil? They got a couple of scare mazes there. The Haunted Hallows, Fractured, and Pestilence. Pestilence was about the plague. Fractured was about this thing about a killer in the castle. And the Haunted Hallows was just kind of a walkthrough kind of thing. But, Neil, it was fucking shite.
Was it?
It was absolutely shite. Now, I'm not saying the night was shite. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying the scare mazes were absolutely piss poor. The Pestilence one with the plague, it was pathetic. The only good thing about it was that you were actually in the castle. The actors didn't give a shit. They looked terrible. It wasn't scary at all. I mean, I'll get scared when we're walking down Walsall. Fractured started off really well. You're in the castle again, and the psycho killers on the loose, and these detectives saying we got to take you to these rooms and look out for the killer. Started really well, and then it just ended in chaos. And it was absolutely garbage, absolutely garbage. And I don't even want to talk about the Haunted Hallows. This one scare actor, I kid you not, Neil. Gemma was taking a picture of this man dressed as a pumpkin, really tall, about 8 foot. Wasn't a real person. It was like a prop, yeah. And this 18-year-old girl popped her head around the curtain and went, boo. and went, I think she's going to quit tomorrow. I went, she's going to quit tomorrow. Absolutely shite. The best thing about it was the castle is always fantastic. In the day, but even better at night. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's spooky. You know, it brilliant. And there was a headless horseman, Neil, which was fantastic. First time I've ever saw an headless horseman. And but a couple of things what laid it down. One, the scared attractions. Two, the band. There was a live band, Neil, in the middle of the grounds with the castle surrounding it, Neil. You think if there's a live band there, yeah, in a bandstand, everyone sat around tables having a drink and this, that, and the other. There's all this spooky stuff going on around it. You think they'd be playing like Halloween songs like Time Warp, Ghostbusters, Bad Moon Rising, American Werewolves in London, Cry Little Sister, Lost Boys. I could go on and on and on and on and on with Halloween music. But no, they want to sing Get Lucky by Daft Punk, and they want to sing fucking Robbie Williams and the Proclaimers and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's an Halloween night. It's Castle After Dark, all spooky time, and they're singing the fucking Proclaimers.
John,
what's all that about?
Don't even get there. I'll tell you, because I've had big rows at work.
I was so disappointed. I felt like going up there and doing Thriller and everything myself. You know what I mean?
I know the feeling. I've been pissed off all day.
But you know what pissed me off even more? I queued up for 10 minutes to get a beer out of a stand, Purity stand now, Purity Brewery, and I had the Session IPA, 4.5%, I think it was, £7.25 a pint in a plastic glass. Neil, it tasted like washing up liquid.
Really?
Washing up liquid. It was fucking disgusting. I threw half it away. It was that bad. So Gemma goes, you peck it. She goes, oh, fucking great. Get rid of the taste of the IPA. So we went and had 2 jumbo hot dogs, Neil. £7.50. Jumbo, my cat box. It was about that fucking big. What's jumbo about that? You tell jumbo hot dog, you're looking that, are you?
You're bigger up your cat box.
Well, we'll come to that in a minute. But that big, that is not a jumbo hot dog. I don't give a shit. Unless you're fucking, I don't know, Warwick Davis or somebody like that. You know what I mean?
Warwick Castle, John. Everything's small.
It wasn't terrible. The only good thing about it.
Terrible.
Yeah.
What you said then? You know.
But Neil, I saw the fucking hot dog, and
Yeah.
I was at Pete. I went, "What the fuck's this? This ain't no jumbo hot dog." I said to the guy behind the counter, he goes, "You want gherkins on it?" I goes, "Yeah, I want about 20." I had more gherkins than hot dog.
Really?
I did. I fucking love gherkins, Neil. I goes, "Pour them gherkins on there." He goes, "You want a plate on the side with gherkins?" I goes, "Yes, please." And I had a little bit of mustard and dipped the gherkins in. I got my money's
Well,
worth.
that's it, eh?
You've got to get your money's worth, Neil. It's as simple
Sounds fun.
as bloody that.
Yeah, I know.
So there you go. So that's what we've been up to, people. We're up to some more kind of paranormal haunted pub crawl soon. I think we're meeting the paranormal detectives, Neil, in Bewdley. That's our next. No, that's our next in December. In November, we are going to the spooky part of Bridge North, and we're meeting up with the Mothman.
The Mothman.
The Mothman, but we're going to call him that day because we're having a few beers. The Frothman.
The Frothman, yeah.
The Frothman. We're going to meet you from.
But,
tell us about the history of some of the haunted pubs of Bridge North.
Just say, we can't make them up when it's light.
This is very true, Neil. This is very true.
You know, you won't turn up.
Yeah, let's move on, Neil. Let's move on. So anyway, guess what, Neil?
What?
It is Halloween.
Yes, it's Halloween.
The Halloweeners book by yours truly, John Smith, Halloweeners and the Ring Master's Curse. And you'll never guess what. You'll never guess what, Neil.
Go on.
I have had another review on my book.
Here we go.
This is probably up there with the best review I've ever had.
Really?
Ever had, Neil. And I'm just going to play it now because he sent me a voice message.
Is it?
Sent me a voice message, yeah.
So it's a man.
All the way from America.
No way.
All the way from America. No, you ain't going to believe it. But I'm just going to play it right now, people. This is a review on my book, The Halloweeners and the Ringmaster's Curse, from a movie legend and a wrestling legend. Take it away.
No.
Let me tell you something, brother. The Halloweeners is a mean read, and perfect for all you Halloween maniacs. Me, Hulk Hogan, once spent an evening reading it to the Undertaker, brother. He said it wasn't scary enough for a dead man, so I ripped off my shirt and leg dropped the brother, sending him back to the dirt. Forget Pocus Hocus, brother. Forget Barry Potter, brother. Get the Halloweeners on now, or all my Hulkamaniacs will run wild on you, brother.
Neil, it's brilliant.
I cannot believe that.
I couldn't believe it, Neil, when I got the message this morning saying the World Wrestling Entertainment WWE legend Hulk Hogan has actually done a review on my book, and he's left us a voice message. How about that?
I feel like ripping my t-shirt off, John.
Can you do it after?
In Hulk Hogan.
How fucking good is that, Neil?
That is just. I'm a big Hogan fan.
Yeah.
Ever since I watched Gremlins and it went off, you went, "But it did again, brother."
I remember being at work the once. I'm going off on a little bit of a tangent. I was with Nigel Nightingale, and it was a Sunday afternoon. Nearly it was quiet, and we was doing Sunday lunches. But we used to serve giant Yorkshire puddings. And for some reason, he had his back to me. And he had his back to me for about 5 minutes. And then he turned round. He had a bandana on, and he'd cut a Yorkshire pudding into an handlebar moustache. And it said a yellow Yorkshire pudding there, and he was doing an Hulk Hogan impression.
Oh.
Yeah, and for the next week, he had spots all around there. He had an handlebar spot moustache.
Off the gravy?
No, off the fucking greasy Yorkshire pudding now. So, yeah, there you go, people. There's a book review on the Halloweeners from Hulk Hogan. I can't believe it, Neil. Neil, I've got a question for you. Hulk Hogan, how did he get his name? How did he get his name?
How did he get his name?
How did he come up with his name, Hulk Hogan?
Well, Hulk. Hulk is obviously the Hulk. Big bastard.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hulk Hogan ain't green. Hulk, I think his last name's Hogan, and he's a big fan of the Hulk. I don't know, John.
Well, I'll tell you. Hulk Hogan was born Terry Eugene Belair. Now, Hogan wrestled under various names, including Teddy Boulder, Super Destroyer, and the Sterling Golden in his early days in the late 1970s. But when he was on a talk show with the actor who played the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, the host recognised that the 6'7", 300-pound Hogan was actually bigger than Ferrigno, thus dubbing him the Hulk Hogan. So that's how we come up with this name, Neil.
Okay.
Talking of wrestling, Neil, who was your favourite wrestler? Your favourite wrestler? Who was your favourite wrestler?
My favourite wrestler?
Mhm.
Well, my favourite wrestler, I used to like,
Alex.
not him, John. I used to like the Ultimate Warrior.
The Ultimate Warrior.
I used to love the Ultimate Warrior. I used to like them all. I did really. I like the Undertaker.
I like him, I do. The postman from West Bromwich.
Oh, the the Ultimate Courier.
The Ultimate Courier, Dennis Glenn.
Dennis Glenn.
Yeah. I like him.
I had off him for a bit. Yeah.
I ain't. But Neil, guess what? My favourite wrestler, probably still to this day, has got to be Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
Woo!
Yeah.
Fucking love Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. You know, do you know we used to watch wrestling all the time, Dave, as
Yeah.
kids. We don't watch it no more, obviously, because we're adults. But as kids,
Yeah, but John, I'm still going to watch it in Darlaston.
yeah, it's different. That's just because it's fun, Neil. It's fun and to laugh.
And...
I want about the wrestling on the TV.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy and people like that and Ken Down Nagasaki. I mean that. I mean the WWF now, when the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Yeah, it's the one thing that you can remember when we was kids, when we was watching the wrestling and our jaw hit the floor and you never forget it. It's the one thing that you can remember. And I still to this day I go, that was fucking brilliant. That was brilliant.
The one thing, because I like comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Was when the Bushwhackers walks in on the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And there's like this. He got in the ring, he got shit. Oh, not all the point over.
As long as it's out of the delirium, I couldn't give
No,
shit.
it's not. Anyway.
Get on with the fucking show now. Fuck's sake, clumsy bastard. Fucking beer whacker here.
Anyway, the Bushwhacker.
Don't do it again.
Yeah. He climbed in the ring, John. Got clotheslines straight out the other side of the ring and walked back in like that.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
brilliant.
remember that, Neil. I remember watching it and fucking pissing ourselves. Do you know what I remember, Neil? Well, there's two. There's two I remember. I'll never forget. The one is when Jack the Snake Roberts had a cobra and he had a Macho Man hung up in the ropes like that.
Yeah.
And he put the snake and the snake was biting his arm. Yeah, remember that one?
Oh, Macho Man Randy Savage, he was.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
But the one what I remember more than anything is the Rockers, Neil.
Oh, no, you shouldn't say that.
The
I was going to
Rockers.
say you was a big fan of the Rockers.
When there was on the barber shop with Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Yeah.
And Shawn Michaels turned on Marty Jannetty and give him sweet chin music straight through the glass. I was fucking gutted, because I love the Rockers. I loved them.
Yeah, brilliant, man.
Absolutely love them. But that's them two would stick in my mind.
We actually seen Marty Jetty down Darlaston, haven't we?
I don't.
You did?
I don't.
You come with us?
I don't think I did.
You did?
I don't.
I did.
I saw Marty McFly.
I went.
I'll take you.
Oh, no, I went anyway.
Anyway, Neil, it's that time again. I said one last week. I'm going to say another one now.
What?
Can you have a bit of hush? Because it's time for Tales from the Parkside.
Oh.
I told one last week about some of the times back at Halloween time, back in Pleck Park. And I've got another one, Neil.
Yeah?
Yeah. And this was sent to me by our good friend, Rob James.
Yeah.
Our good friend, Rob James. Now, he said he was down Pleck Park. It was like 8 o'clock at night. So it was black. Because, back in them days, it was dark at 2 o'clock morning. The mist was coming across the park, Neil. There was no one about at all. Just him and his dog. And he was obviously taking the dog for a walk. But the dog was bigger than him at the time. So the dog was taking him for a walk. There's leaves everywhere. There's conkers all over the floor. A proper good old-fashioned Halloween night. He took a torch with him, obviously, because it was pitch black. And he was walking down by the old Sons of Arrest, Neil, with his dog. And his dog just stopped in its tracks as the mist again was coming over the fields. And then he saw this light emerge from the Sons of Arrest. And it just glided up in the air and then floated across the field. The dog started barking at it. Rob was just stunned about what he just saw. And when he told me, Neil, he goes, remember the old ghost from the Scooby-Doo cartoons? He goes, it looked like one of them, like an luminous light. And it just floated up out of nowhere, and then just drifted across the field. And we, never thought anything of it. And I was at home, and I was telling my mom, and my mom goes, "Whereabouts in the park was that?" I was by Son's Arrest. She goes, "Well, when I was a kid, when was mum a kid, 40s or 50s, Neil? Don't know, 40s, 50s, 60s, 50s or 60s. No, with the 40s, 50s, Neil. When were the 60s, would it? What were the 40s? I don't know, Neil. When was my dad born?
1936.
With the fucking 30s, Neil. My mum was older than my dad. So in the 1930s, now when she was a kid, she was playing over by we called them the Rollocks. It was the railway tracks, and it was just all dirt mounds, which led by the park. Yeah, and she goes, "We're just playing there, and all of a sudden, this light just come out of nowhere and drifted across the dirt tracks." She goes, "That's kind of what I saw, which is what Rob saw on that fateful night in the 80s." So there you go, Neil. There's another tale from the park side. You reckon Pleck Park's haunted, Neil?
I reckon it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is?
I just don't know, John. It's I really don't know.
It's a spooky place at night, Neil.
I know, but I slept down there once.
It's only because you got kicked out.
Kicked out. Got locked in the park. Then it's the park. He locked me in. I looked for my golf ball.
Neil, you could climb over that fence easy.
John, come on.
Yeah, okay. Orange spills the juice.
I don't want to get stuck on the spike. You know what I mean?
I don't want to get stuck on a spike. So yeah, that's the floating ghost from Pleck Park, Neil. Sent to me by our good mate, Rob James.
Cheers, Rob.
Thanks a lot, pal. Neil, our good friend.
And you're good friends, eh?
Oh, yeah. Our good friend, the Yorkshire exorcist, Neil, he's sent me a quick message about Halloween, about something what happened back in the day on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil, pin your little girls back. This is Sethoween.
Hey up you little buggers. It's me, Seth Constantine. I've got a little bit of a cold this week. But don't let that fool you, I'm still bloody rock hard. Eddie Road. Open your lug holes, close your chop holes. It's a little Halloween tale. Right then, on Halloween in 1962, there was a costume party. As you know, it's Halloween, you can dress up as your sexy nurses and your boobies and, oh my god, Any road. There was a costume party, and a man in a black mask locked all doors from the outside, and he tried to kill everyone inside Rome. Bloody hell. It's like one of them really, really shit Netflix documentaries, isn't it? Any road. He only ended up killing about 7 people using a kitchen knife. Nah, he was never caught, but the mask were found in 1969. Now, how did they know it was the same mask? I don't know. Is it like one of them Halloween Michael Myers? What's it? I don't know. Any road. But the FBI still got it. Maybe that were like a little... What's the word for it? Maybe that were inspiration for Halloween with the mask and stuff. I don't know. Any road. Did you know that the Halloween mask in the Halloween films were actually a William Shatner mask? Because if you didn't, now you bloody do. Yo. Any road. Consider yourself educated on a little story from 1962 about a man that tried to kill everybody, only killed 7 because he's a daft apert, he's a little bugger, he don't know what he's doing, and he needs to get himself a new hobby, because a room full of people and he's only got 7 people, well, that to me is a bit shit. Any road, enjoy the rest of the podcast. I'm going to go and have myself a little holy lem sip. That's me, Seth Constantine, Yorkshire exorcist, signing off. Here, handing back over to you little buggers. Turn out a bit.
So there you go, Neil. Do you know what? Seth's always got a cold, eh? He's always got a snotty nose.
He's either got a cold, John, or he's a drug addict.
You little
You little bugger.
But that's a story from Halloween, a true story at that. True story at that. And I've got another true story now. A woman's dead body was found hanging from a chain, hanging from a tree, basically. And what it was, she was putting some decorations up in the street, in the tree, and she tripped, and one of the decoration got stuck around her neck, and she fucking hung herself on it now. Right? She hung on it, but no one spotted her for days. She looked like an Halloween decoration. There's Halloween parades going through the street while this dead body was just dangling in the tree. Jesus Christ, imagine that. Has anybody saw Doris? I was putting up some spooky ghosts in the trees in the street. No one's seen her since. And there she is now. There she is.
Oh, look, is that?
Dangling from a bloody tree.
That's a proper Halloween decoration, ain't it?
It is. And you know what? It's sad, eh?
It's very
sad. So now we're going to lighten the mood, Neil. We're going to lighten the mood, the Halloween mood. And it says, it's you, Neil. It's your time to shine, as per normal. Orange spills the juice. Now, him here, Orange is the most unluckiest, clumsiest person on the bloody planet. And he's got another story where he keeps pulling them from his arsehole. That's where he's pulling them from.
Down in police from his arsehole.
So anyway, people, like in the words of Seth Constantine, pin your lug holes back, because this is the bubblegum incident. Orange, take it away.
Well, John, you keep saying, have you got any more stories, don't you? And I'm digging deep, John. These stories are very long now, more. They are not the proper funny stories, basically.
Just get on with it.
And basically, it was when I was at school, many moons ago. I think it was around 1990, 1991. I was at the Allenwell, and we was all in the class. All of our class, obviously. And the teacher had gone out, had gone for his shit, I don't know, but had gone a while, you know what I mean? So we all, back in the day, used to have like wooden
tables,
like, we usst to lift.
Good job on me, eh?
They used to lift the lid up, and you used to put your stuff in it.
Desks.
But everybody used to put, when you see bubblies, you used to put them under the tables.
That's bubbly gum.
Yeah. Christ almighty. Good interpreter.
Well, speak the Queen's English then, Neil.
Well, just shut up, voiceover, man. Every time. We'll stop telling these stories, we keep going on, John. Anyway, these bubblies, right? Everybody decided to get all these rock hard bubblies from under the table. And
you wasn't re-eating them like fucking Elf, was you?
Having a bubbly fight.
A bubbly fight?
Yeah, everybody's chucking all these bubblies and bouncing off their heads and all this fucking shit.
Them are rock hard. They could kill
John,
someone.
chuck your eye out.
Could kill someone.
Oh, no, well, you
Like
don't care.
bully, Neil.
You don't care when you're a kid, John. You don't care at school, do you?
Dirty Harry.
Well, Anyway, we was all like, while sitting there, we was all running around the classroom trying to do so and so. So, anyway, the teacher comes back in.
Did anybody put any in the mouth, like moisten it?
I can't remember, John. I can't remember.
Can you remember if you'd done it?
No, I can't remember. I've still got one behind me, actually. I can't remember. Right, the teacher walked back in. And as the teacher walked back in, everybody sit down! Everybody get back to your desk! And all this, right?
I feel like I'm like school again, Jesus Christ. Mrs. Ballbreaker here.
All right, Mrs. Plant. We'll do what you say, so we run back to our desk. Right, I realise one of my friends, Tosspot, put a cactus on my seat. There's a cactus on the back of the teacher's desk, 150 pricks in it, right? And he put it on my seat, and I've just plonked myself down on it in my nylon black bloody trousers and his trousers.
I'm sure you had waffle trousers there in them.
Honestly, John,
Farrah's.
I've screamed. Everybody looked at me, and this cactus is stuck to me an arse now, right? So I pulled it out, and as I pulled it out, all the little pricks had stuck in my arse, John. Right?
How many pricks do you have in your arse?
John, there's about fucking 40 pricks in my arse. I tell you.
Christ.
Honestly,
it's 180 now, people.
It was like a night at the Red Lion.
Golden Lion.
And
You can got showers there.
John, honestly, right, the pain was horrendous. Neil, can you sit down? And I was like, I can't sit down. I'm trying to get all these fucking things out of my arse, John, because the pain was like sitting on glass. That's all I can describe it as. And the teacher had to send me home.
I'm surprised, Neil. You got thin needles from a cactus stuck in your cap box.
Yeah.
No, just call it cactus.
It's horrible, you know. But you sit there, you go, now. And this was like from a good week, John.
Neil, you should have gone to the hospital.
I should have gone to the hospital.
Anybody who's had more than 100 pricks in their arse needs to fucking go to the hospital.
They do, I tell you. It was ridiculous, man. I'll never forgive him for it, you know what I mean?
Have you spoken to him since?
I have spoken to him, you know what I mean?
Get him back, Neil. One day, get him back.
John, if you look at him now, John, he looks like a potato with a cap on.
Mr. Potato Head.
Honestly, that's what he looks like. He looks like a potato with a cap on it. But yeah, that was it. It was vile, John. It was a vile thing to do. I would never do it to my worst enemy. Because you can't sit down, John, because there's always a little prick that's going to stick in your skin and you can't get them out. Pull them out with tweezers.
Who was pulling them out, Neil? Come on, spill the juice.
I don't know. I can't remember. Probably my mum. You know what I mean?
Oh, bless her.
It was horrendous. Really was. Don't ever sit on a cactus. I'm telling you now.
There you go, people. You've heard it from the man himself.
Do not sit on a cactus.
Sit on a cactus.
Oh, that was it, really, John. That was back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, Neil, we are going now to our last little section. Neil, you know, I always say it every week, you know, you're having a beer, don't you? But you do love a good milkshake, don't you?
I love a milkshake, John.
Get your choppers around this. This is Guess.
Yeah. Say no more.
This is Guess, the horror shit idol, Neil. And so every week I think of I find a film, but I guarantee you Neil hasn't watched. And tonight I have got two for you, Neil. I've got two.
Have you seen the one I put on today?
I did, Neil. I did. You have probably watched it already. Pornographic activities. Anyway, so Neil, I want to ask you what this one's about. It's a 2024 horror film.
2024?
Guess the shit title, Neil. It's called Carved. What's it about?
Carved. I reckon, right, it's a nutcase.
Yeah.
Who works at the Toby
Carvery. I know a few of them.
And everybody thinks that, I'll have a bit of turkey, please. No, you're Yorkshire with that. I'll be Yorkshire. Right, you help yourself to the gravy and the sprouts and all that. Like, what meats do you want? I'll have a bit of turkey, I'll have a bit of gammon, and I'll have a bit of beef.
You know, yeah, you were
right,
there.
Right. Do you want a big plate or a small plate? Big plate or small plate?
To drive anybody mad.
But what people don't realise is, oh, Frank's found in sick again. Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah. This fucking nutcase at Toby Carvery.
He's had enough, Neil.
He's only fucking killed Frank and he's carving him up.
Yeah.
And he's serving it to all the people. That's what it's about.
I don't know, but I think it should be. Fucking hell. Oh, yes.
Toby or not Toby. That's what it should be called.
Served in the Shakespeare.
No.
No, but no, Neil.
No.
It's not. Basically, it's a film. It's about a group of survivors. They find themselves trapped in an historical reenactment village on Halloween, and they are being hunted down by a vengeful pumpkin. So the pumpkin is so sick of all his friends and families being carved up for Halloween that he comes to life, Neil, and struts around this historical village and starts killing people just like a pumpkin would. So, Neil, it's about a pumpkin who's on the hunt for revenge, basically. Or, as the tagline says, this pumpkin is ripe for revenge. But, Neil, actually, your Toby Carvery film would probably be better.
Oh, that's mine sounds better than that.
Yeah, but where would it go, Neil? When he's actually slicing someone up next to in between the beef and the gammon? You know what I mean? You think it's a turkey? It's not. It's Frank. Where would the film go from there? Especially if people are enjoying Frank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, you have to think about that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, this pumpkin bloke, yeah.
No, he's not a bloke now. He's just a pumpkin
A pumpkin,
with
yeah.
no legs.
With no legs.
He's just a pumpkin. Yeah, he uses his vines off him to drag himself around.
Off, John. Does he roll about the streets?
Basically, yeah.
Now, if it was a pumpkin, yeah, a full life bloke with a pumpkin on his head.
No, it's just a pumpkin.
No, I'm just saying this is what it would be better. You know, a full blown pumpkin, yeah, with a pumpkin head, but the pumpkin head looked like Elvis. You know, and he had some blue suede shoes on. You know, that would be better.
Would you?
You know what I mean? You know, killing people and that. Would be great.
And like his vines would be like a quiff.
Yeah, like a quiff.
That ain't a bad idea, now.
I'm coming with some good film
I'm
there.
better than that fucking thing.
And I'll tell you what it's better than as well. I'll be getting onto it in a minute, John.
What?
Fucking Tim Burton.
Oh, we're getting there in a minute, Neil.
Yeah, good.
This is your second film, Neil. Guess the horror shit title. It's called Bagman.
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 Bag, as in a bag, Neil.
Yeah.
Bagman. What's it about? What's it about?
Bagman.
Bagman. I'm not going to say it again.
Bagman. Bagman. It's obviously the film's about a bag. This bag.
There's a bag in it, Neil.
Yeah.
But it's not about a bag.
Has it chop people's heads off and put them in the bag?
What the bag does.
Yeah. Or don't tell me it's a bag that kills people. Please don't tell me it's a bag that
well, like a Morrison's bag, you paid 30p for what used to be 5p.
Yeah.
And it's travelling around the parks and they're just suffocating people.
Yeah.
No.
And lands on their ears. No.
No. Neil, Bagman 2024. It's a dark horror film. A family find themselves ensnared in a nightmare as they are hunted by a malevolent mythical creature. For centuries and across cultures, parents have warned their children of the legendary Bagman, who snatches innocent children, such as Jimmy Savile, and stuffs them into his vile, rotting bag, never to be seen again. Basically, that is what it is now.
It sounds bloody fan-dabby bollocks.
It is, but I think through in different cultures now, it's called different things. I think in Spain it's called the boogeyman, bagman, same kind of thing. So yeah, it's supposed to be like an historical mythical creature through history and folklore. And if you know, the bagman's going to come and get you, and he's going to slap you in his bloody bag. And it's depicted in books and old scriptures and stuff like that.
This is a real film.
It's a real film. Now it's called Bagman. So there you bloody
worse,
go.
Getting worse.
Anyway, Neil, it's that time. The time I've been promising people about. It's movie rant time. Neil, before we get into it, though, I just need to ask you this. It's time for Ask Orange. Neil, I'm asking you, what has been your best horror films you've saw so far in 2024? 2024, Neil, your best ones.
No, sure.
No. Well, I'll get through the list now, and then you obviously got to tell me which one you prefer. It's as simple as that. We've done it before. Now, we'll do it again. And we're going to start off with 2013's Evil Dead or 2023's Evil Dead Rise.
Oh,
do you need me to remind you?
Go on.
Evil Dead 2023 is a remake of the original where she chops her arm off with that thingy, with that fucking meat carver, not like the one Frank used in the Toby carvery.
Yeah.
And Evil Dead Rise was an Evil Dead film, but it was set in an ice rise flat.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
The first one.
First one in the cabin.
Yeah, the first one was better.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
Evil Dead or The Woman in Black.
Ooh, I enjoyed The Woman in Black. But as gory goes...
As gory goes.
It's got to be The Evil Dead.
We're talking about horror films here, Neil. Just horror films in general.
I enjoyed The Woman in Black. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A bit like Christa Berg likes A Woman in Red.
This is very true. And if he was in the cabin in Evil Dead, it would be The Woman in Red.
Yeah.
Red for blood.
Yeah. I'm going to Evil Dead.
Evil Dead. The Evil Dead or The Conjuring.
Ooh.
The one with Bathsheba.
I enjoyed that.
Bathsheba is
I
hot at the body
I enjoyed
shop.
The Conjuring. I'm going to say The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. The Conjuring takes the lead, people. The Conjuring or Trick or Treat?
Trick or Treat. Which one was that?
Trick or Treat, Neil,
The
the
Halloween
Halloween
one.
one. Yeah, with
That
Sam.
was brilliant, that was.
So The Conjuring or Trick or Treat?
The Trick or Treat one, really that scary, was it?
No, it's still a horror film, though,
Still a
Neil.
good film, though. I enjoyed that. But I will give The Conjuring.
The Conjuring. Okay, The Conjuring or The Conjuring 2 about the Enfield poltergeist. And Bill Wilkins, this is my Bill Wilkins. Blah, 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 blah.
Sounds like him off Oliver Twist.
That was Bill
Bill
Sykes. Yeah. Bill Wilkins. That's Jim Bowen.
Yeah.
So The Conjuring or The Conjuring 2?
The Conjuring, John.
You're sticking with The Conjuring, the original Conjuring?
I'm ready to stick with
Bathsheba. Bathsheba's in the lead,
Yeah,
people.
Bathsheba.
Bathsheba is in the lead. The Conjuring or Doctor Sleep?
Doctor Sleep was good. I enjoyed that the other night. Really did. Good film. But I think it went on a bit too long.
No, yeah, it's only went on too long because we watched the
You
fucking
watched the extended
extended edition. That's why.
Yes.
Watch it again, you'll probably enjoy it better.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Really good.
I do like The Conjuring, John.
The Conjuring, okay. The Conjuring or Hell House LLC?
Which one was that now?
The one with the found footage in the scare maze of them clowns.
Oh,
and
that was brilliant. That was. Really enjoyed that.
And it
I
scared
thought
the
it was real.
shit out of you. I did. I said this was real footage,
It's real.
and it wasn't until like the 40th minute that I said, Neil, he goes, oh, this day really happened. I went, Neil, it's a fucking film.
I'm going with The Conjuring, John.
So you're sticking with The Conjuring, the
Conjuring,
original. Kev Kerr ain't gonna be happy with you
Why?
because he refuses to watch him
Why?
because of Ed and Lorraine. What's the fucking name, Neil?
Ed and Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Every time I have a beer when I'm doing this podcast, I send it to Chip Douglas when he can't speak.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. That's the name, John.
Lorraine.
Lorraine.
Yeah, and he won't watch him because he thinks they're a load of bollocks. And he refuses to. Well, I said, watch it because the films are good.
Maybe the film is good.
Okay, and your last one, Neil, for 2024, horror film that is, so far, The Conjuring or Beetlejuice?
Just look at my face, John.
I'm looking at your face, Neil.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
What do you think I'm going to say?
I know exactly what you're going to say, Neil.
Beetlejuice 2 can suck my big left knacker. Simple as that.
Beetlejuice 2. Here we go, people. I knew I was leading up to something. This is time for a movie rant. Neil, what do you think of Beetlejuice 2? Now, you love Beetlejuice 1, don't you?
I'm a big fan of Beetlejuice 1, John.
So when you said, oh, Neil, do you want to come around mine and watch Beetlejuice 2? You was excited, wasn't you?
I was, yeah.
We had the popcorn ready,
Yeah.
the snacks ready, everything was ready to
I
go.
wore my pinstripe trousers.
He wore his pinstripe trousers and his green wig.
Yeah, and everything.
And you sat down towards Beetlejuice 2, and then 20 minutes in the film, you sat there thinking, what did you think?
I thought, this film better get fucking going. This film better take off. Because the start of it was atrocious. The funeral took forever. And the ending was even worse, John. I couldn't believe what I was actually seeing. There was no point to the film whatsoever. That, oh, let's get Beetlejuice back and got to marry Lydia. It's just a load of shit. So one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. I'll tell you what, Tim Burton, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I think Richard Burton could have done a better job than that. Honest to God, it was absolute load of fucking shit. And I'll never say that about nothing. I was so disappointed. I went home.
Cried himself to sleep.
I did. I whacked my head on the fridge door, put my head in the fridge, whacking my head on the door like this and everything. So disappointed. It was just shit. And
So-
they're on about making another one, John.
Now, I don't even want to think about that. So what would you give it out of 10?
0.1.
No, that bad?
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, well, it's fucking disappointing. You don't need some good shit in my life. You know what I mean?
So Beetlejuice 2. Here's the
No,
flaws.
Shit.
I don't think the only good thing about the film, and I'll start with the good thing before I get on to the bad things. The good thing was the Soul Train.
Yeah.
But that was the only thing. You have to get on the Soul Train because your soul's going to go, and it's all disco and stuff. Only good thing, and maybe Bob, the guy with the shrunken head.
Yeah.
But the rest, forget it. Too many characters were absolutely fucking useless. Beetlejuice's wife, for one. No point at all. Just turned up now and again,
What's all
showed
that
a
about?
face, sucked someone off.
What's all that about, John?
It'd probably better if you actually suck someone off. You just suck the life out of people. She was a soul sucker.
She shut the
Know what I
juice
mean?
out of them.
Yeah. Lydia was not like Lydia in the first one.
No, she won't.
All she done was like pull faces and make stupid noises.
Yeah.
Pathetic. I can't stand her anyway, Catherine O'Hara. I didn't like her in the first one. I liked her in Home Alone. I'll give her that. But this one, absolute shit. The person she was going to marry, Lydia, no point in him whatsoever.
No.
William Defoe's character, the detective, was stupid, made no sense, and had nothing to do with the film whatsoever. Absolute shit. And as for Jenny, what's her name, Neil?
Who?
Ortega, Jenny Ortega, something like that, from Wednesday. I like her. She's a good actress. You know, she's quite pretty as well. You know, but again, pointless. No point to whatsoever.
I love Winona Ryder, John.
I do.
I think she's still a great actress.
Yeah, she is.
But
shit.
it was just rubbish.
It's crap. It was like there was too much going on. It was a massive mess. It was rushed. The script was pathetic. Let's pour as much in it as we can.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I want to get on to the biggest thing, Neil. Beetlejuice himself. The film's called Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
He's hardly in the fucker. He ain't in it. He's in it for a little 2 minutes until the 30th or 40th minute. And then just wanders around, not doing much really.
No.
And it was cringy. The jokes weren't funny. Oh, there was some things where I wanted to crawl up my own arse now.
And that's for the ending.
And as for the wedding scene at the end, people, if I was in the cinema, I could have crawled up my own arse and just left.
What a walked out, John.
It was fucking, and it went on forever and ever and ever. It was pathetic. It was like, let's do something what can match. Deo.
Yeah.
Did I come
that's
and
how-
you wanna
that's
go
what- John, that was what-
Deo. And it was shit.
That was when I had Shivers down my spine.
It was shit,
John,
Neil.
It was when they was burying him and they was all singing fucking Dale.
Yeah. And obviously the dad from
It's
the
just
first one,
Saki.
he died.
Saki.
And so there was too much focus on the dad. And he died. Plus, he was a sex offender, so he shouldn't have been in it at all.
Exactly.
At all.
Shouldn't have had the time of Dale.
It should have been they know, me say they know, and we wanna go home. I wanted to go home, Neil, after 10 minutes running to the cinema. So there you go, Neil. On that bombshell right there, people. Beetlejuice, for me, gets a 2.5 out of 10. 2.5. It was fucking
Generous.
shit.
Some people out there might like it.
They do, Neil. People love it.
You know, our Brody likes it. Sophie likes it.
She'd had
Jack liked it.
the second time, Neil. She watched it the second time and thought, oh, God, no.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. And I'm going to go on now to the last one before we wrap up the show. Salem's Lot, Neil. 2024. The remake from the mini-series of the 80s, starring David Soul. Met the vampires in Salem's Lot, Neil. Oh, my God.
I never watched it, I ain't, John.
Absolute fucking shite.
I've never watched it.
One, it should never have been a film. It should have been a miniseries. Right. Do you know what it felt like to me? You're watching it. Yeah, this is 2024. What I'm on about here. 2024. It was like watching Doctors on a Tuesday afternoon.
Really?
You know, that Australian show.
Yeah.
It was that bad. The acting was like Pinocchio. Fucking wooden. There was no gore. There was no scares. There was nothing. It just plodded on and plodded on and plodded on and plodded on. Now, if this was a mini-series, it wouldn't be so bad. But they put it into a film, Neil. A film which it never should have been. It should never have been made in the first place, to be honest. No scares. No gore. The vampires were fucking shite. The scenes from the original Salem's Lot with David Soul. Now, that had Soul. This one hasn't. Obviously, David Soul's dead. But all the scenes, what made Salem's Lot so famous back in the day, they recreated them for this one. But the scenes were better back in the 70s when it first came out. We're in 2024 now, people. Surely you've got to, if you're going to do something, you've got to improve it, not make it look like a fucking bag of shite. So, like I said, the scratching at the window and all that, nowhere near as good as the original. the vampires when you first see them. Not as good as the original. The original vampire, I think his name Barker or something like that. Nowhere near as good as the original. Like I said, he had no soul because obviously David Soul's dead. So on that thing, it should have been called Salem That's Your Lot.
Wow.
Or Salem's Lost.
Yeah.
Piss off! I'm sick of these people making these films from classics and fucking ruining them. Absolutely ruining them, Neil. And I've had enough. I fell asleep twice. And so I had to rewind it to see what I'd missed. And I hadn't missed anything. I hadn't missed anything. I should have stopped to sleep. Bit of doctor sleep, you know what I mean? So on that bombshell there, I will give that a 3.5 out of 10. Don't bother, people. Like I say, some people might like it. Just my opinion. It's just his opinion on Beetlejuice. But yeah, stay bloody clear. Now, Neil, the delirium is starting to take effect. So on that bombshell right there, Neil, any last words?
Well, I'm talking about it all. I feel like I've gone back into the future, John. Must be this Delirium I'm drinking. Yeah.
It's good job we ain't got no Doc Brown ale.
I know,
You had knocked it all over the chair.
But yeah.
So anyway, we have a saying, people. We're going to wrap up the show now. We have a saying. And this goes out to all you ghost catchers, all you cryptid stalkers, or you alien twitchers, or what's the other one, Neil?
Well, you doggers.
No, horror junkies.
Horror junkies.
Horror junkies. If you are out investigating and you don't get it, just do what we do now. What do?
We drink them instead.
See you lot in 2 weeks, just we're taking a little break. Tell your blood